ba be ram kama pe TV e ma se ro ni no e jama ko sise no wotwe ebebo a de akebia ebeto aso etimi eri amana no pase ye ba na chese wana ye de agudie mu nsema mu de ehwampa ne ba be ram etimi eri ma ti arope while joining us live on Fakye TV why insha o akonya say in various platforms so no o be joining on Facebook Fakye TV joining wa bomodia follow wa like wa share na oni also enye wi ahwe Fakye TV on YouTube also no o joining wa subscribe ne kama pa wa like wa share na oni enye bi ahwe ono na aboa na ne ma koyie pa etimi ede ama me dino ABOU DIABY take de ebeko amanone na serempi mfobu be no yeze pa dawa ya yemfa ne kwa emeze no clearly and confirm say Champions League pa and on my baba be ramo ebo FK Karabakh transfer Chelsea draw here Barcelona and Club Brugge nan confirm say we there Falasco but at the end of the day controversial decision be a rama ama referee Anthony Taylor confirm near kana sem luta eri update ne beba aba be remedy ama FIFA U17 World Cup egusua ekosono or the update ne beba na fiada news no ebobo de na to media ama week we no last konko week after club football no yebe switch from na yaba be run international football no etimi akoso ze Ghana ebebo Japan South Korea and you want a FIFA World Cup playoff na ebekoso abibema Nigeria Gabon and Africa Cameroon DR Congo and the aka kadina yebe na ye ho nsem no etimi ewrama etimi ere ama Habib Mohamed Ricardo Vaz and a sexy maestro omo etechi executive producer no Benasa waka ejuma no edi aboma aropia baba bejina ye rene tutueni die etimi edi ama omo maka MC Malik and afeso Gio Caesar ayu Kofi Philip MP and Edible omo nyina techi Akiola YMC aho Junior Mona Fe Chidi and also HD programs manager Abeku Kwekwoche omo bo ejuma Lord Asamoah Jakam NH Orena waya amount to tuena koye pa etimiere ama sidaro kwefa ma Millennium Constructions meka etimiere cho say bia ba ko a e wo se no bo modern na odo ho bo mo ne boa na odaye so ne bam Millennium Constructions omo ye heavy brutal omo wo system mu 15 to 20 solid years o padanse wo ne ma bia ata to mo nkra ye bebo ama ne ma koye di ama o ama no ne a emfesika ne nkosende of atakra obeji sika na di odiwi a obema we excuses bebre e basa ya na e ha dwen of atakra ne numye ne de of atakra ehu baby girls na odwa na num sa na me wo faase kwa me kra no aye we ni ade obedi fa obo Millennium Constructions omre na ye di nwujuma na abo ma dai so na bamo asase na apeso to Ghana bibia efie na apeso si wo Ghana bibia efie na apeso to Ghana bibia ofie na e dada opezi renovate a Millennium Construction mo into real estate development no mo fa mo hombo mo amedwuma no mo bo no hote market dia cho so mo no mo 1 year 9 to 10 months na aye ready etimi area ma etine churches awro na schools awro na and afi so kra no se eba me se ene ye bo modern na company bi kra no epese ye sidan bi fama na chese yo mo a ene contact yo mo 0244 274084 0244274084 me pa cho mo se men kan cho se Ghana ha bibia wa asase bi apeso e project so no from omo dwumadi no enye nkro akesi mu nko a se bi nkro keto aro so no oto sa from omeba aba be yedwuma 0244274084 Open Millennium Construction akoma asebo she na yas junction mo ho a omo bo edwuma Millennium Constructions rebuild your dream Omadaroma ma me na me quick me kwere ba pe ne ruam na afia fisem no abomode ahase ere amamu
Sports. This is sports.
enye masem kakra onu zeche na yabomode na CAF Women's Champions League no etimi asha se menyantie the Black Queens of Ghana captain Efere Porsche Abuache ajoini TP Mazembe ne okona oni omo akakobo ejuma na aboa na ne ma deda yepa etimi area momuze wafcon no ye rese bibia be deda area mo man Ghana ye je na so abo ejuma den abo ejuma so na ntutu no akoyera ba etimi baby girls ni make move say ya na meni agea aso many aboana bibia at the year moment yantia the Black Queens of Ghana captain Efrene Porsche Boache Eromo TP Mazembe Neze Lubumbashi Hona Nyo Kona Dia Congo Wako Akobo Ejumana Nema Akoye Pere Amano Nko Ere yantia Jennifer Kujo Sono Eromo Brooklyn FC Orwanichim Ewo US Impataba Onze US no Enwana no bo Era ne wase Fibi Owono Eromo Bifofra Okona wakwa koto aswabwa amane makoye pere amon so baby girls ye wo shimo wo this round moko akako rama bu ejuma awo the wafcon ni no monkonko de na monko enkonko gene mboa na ne amande da di performa yeko na ye remra Ghana ye mrante a ejo mo na so ebo ejuma boa ma ne makoye pere mo various teams no na U19 ayebo UEFA Youth League no senete Club Brugge wo Belgium ebomie no ema Barcelona boboko no entimi anhye bi akwada na your friend Hafiz Gariba Ojano na so about 90 minutes man tima your former Barcelona Barora Gariba obijuma pa opia at the end of the day ene ekoko yinchudie etimi ede emo ani nyina mo no na cheze yesena na modo no na eya ntutu no ede da yie soro etimi ede ema no eno echitima former Karabakh FK omo U19 no omo ahye bi ma Chelsea ekobo meka no mako enuma na omonso no entimi anshebi na senete ene akwada na ye frene ato ampa Ghana ni akwada na emezo TD na no ampa UK wa na ekoko ne ade barno ono zujia na so ebo adwuma 90 minutes ma Chelsea boboko na oya assist mienu na yellow card ramo etimi ere ma no yono nko a ba ko nso kan we frene Genesis entry so no ejiano na so bo adwuma ere ma Chelsea a 74 minutes no so no e boy ya totoye no na oresere ni mesi ekwa emono na ya ne sa bibia ekoye kama pa so e de emomo a munkomo no ye di remedy ama yemram pay for no so ne hwe game ba ko di kai e sha se no Pafos FC omo ehye ba koma biare enso entimi anhye bi de tieneze Thomas Tayi Party enra no a part of the squad but otena benchi sa wanya kwanya ramu ama bebo adwuma amfa ma biare boboko no entie no so ye de no ewurama na no edempa and after no FK Karabakh omo so translation no ama Chelsea soro etimi ehye no na de tieneze ene Ghana ni na friend Emmanuel Adai bo game no kwani mu kakra on the 31st minute no eno fi bench ba ebe rambe adwuma ni ma Karabakh FK o wrestle na Navy City a ekwere pemia no ye rating 6.4 omo girize ne modern no out done it on the field of play no na eyade na ewo so ye papa ono so ebo modern ahonsem no ewura ma na enchere baba betodwa zere Ghana Football Association aye hyehyɛ ere ama ye all time top scorer Baby Jet Asamoah Gyan aye baba testimonial game bi ede amano na ye ria share ni monya izaze ejirize Baby Jet at the age of 17-18 ebo Black Stars na run on the 30s oba bere ya bakwase mu a ono na ahye goals no dodo pa ena ejuma na obaboma ye no ade aso eni papa na munkomo na team manager erema the Black Stars of Ghana pimper fe na minu shadow orwari chemo Dreams FC a there's no eneboa ekrikrama na makoye pa erema team no wedi nkomo ere afa ho hihye ampifo de gu na kwamo no say ana me ame chairman abomode di nkomo no ere afa ho.
We are using it to honor a distinguished personality, somebody who has given everything for this nation. It also serves as a sign of a nation that appreciates its heroes, and it encourages other players to also give up their best because they know at the end of the day they will be well appreciated. So for me, this is long overdue, and I'm very, very happy that finally the GFA is taking the lead into getting these things done, not leaving it into the hands of private individuals. Testimonials that have been done in recent times have been at the behest of private organization and private individuals. It's very, very important that the relevant authorities and organizations take charge of this situation. And I'm so happy that finally the GFA is starting off with something very befitting for
Until lawyer command one bomb area to ya, Nenia Japas and the Ghana Football Association, a bomb the Afaj Madiwi, Eddie Abomo, Ezanzem Ribi Criminal, Stephen Apia, Moni other ones, and the organization been a bomb day, Eddie Baba Baz, and we are Rogers, Naniba Japa, say Aquaquis, no, and conquest a Memen Nanquani and Menade, but a more Macano, Yaberhena Atwaso, then Quay Dacope, see Ayama, someone Jano, Momo Subabi, Jumeriamano. Akwakweze de bi omo so awi omo nko bara ohwe se beto ato aso na aboa na Ghana yen footballers na eba no ne omo mum no enya akwenya omo ko omo de amoman no.
We don't do testimonials in this part of our country, but of the world, also owing to a myriad of reasons. Chiefly amongst them is that the fact that some of the players even don't want to accept that it's time for them to hang up their boots and to make the announcement so that it paves way for officialdom to then take over. We know the history about Ghanaian players and their persistence on playing, even when it's very glaring that they've passed their useful stage, and therefore no organization, and especially the GFA cannot take charge of organizing a testimonial if you, the player yourself, have not announced your retirement from football. So I think we are all learning. The players are learning. First and foremost, I think it took quite too long for Asamoah to make that announcement when it was quite clear that he wasn't, he's transitioning into other things, and so, but it's better late than never. So once you make that announcement, then it paves the way for the GFA to start considering honoring you with such testimonials, and I'm very sure that the GFA will do a good job. If you recall, Kurt Okeku in his private capacity, organized, the testimonial for Sami Kufo, I think back in 2013 or so. We had Primeval Media, Chief Larry, also organizing, a testimonial for Stephen Appiah. So we've left this in the hands of private individuals. And I'm even advocating that even though the GFA has taken the lead to organize testimonial for Asamoah, it's very important that the state takes keen interest in the organization of such testimonial, because Asamoah didn't only serve football, he served Ghana, the state Ghana, and we enjoyed from him in diverse ways aside football. Of course, football was the lead. So I'm advocating that even though the GFA is taking the lead in trying to organize this testimonial, it's very important that the state itself.
Until lawyer command team manager the Black Stars of Ghana, Minu Shadow, abomo de area to your bar, man, Yamakoye pray team no, Baby Jet Asamoah era ne testimonial gamer. Here is the everybody amano said and I confirm the mano. Commodity na koso pin for her down no ebeboano nebeboa yenso yen football no na etimi area show na aboa na koenimu na bibia koyeda my pin perfect kwabne Japan on the no person baba bigina na pipi amayo kweto abayi ni sombra e mame do ma no na debi no ye to aba na e5 bia waba ababe Ghana man pinyi na nra onu enu no sport didi nkoma na nkoma na chassis no and the fee of my Ghana, so Nina said the Black Stars are qualified for the World Cup, Mexico, Canada, US 2026. And on the air coded yet, the name of the far say avoid this uncle for we more Gidizia. Person name is Conibia Bequedia may see, and Obama de Cassette found.
Ghana, I think we should, maybe I'm being biased. I've always loved Argentina. And I love Portugal too because of Cristiano Ronaldo. The reason why I like him so much is because he is not as gifted as the rest, but has achieved. It means hard work pays. And so I want us to avoid Portugal because those teams look very good. So, that's why I keep saying that right now the difference in African football, between African football and world football has closed.
Until lawyer commodity out to you, see also da Africa, anywhere singing football na ben so kakra. Near the Portugal, Argentina, and when we are on Conco show, sending come on, the Ghana Premier League, say, and also bomb the cassette foul.
league. I've watched a few matches. The standard is not that bad. Let's be honest. There's something wrong with our marketing of the product, because I've seen some of our players. I mean, be honest, I think that those guys who come from outside are not that much better. They may have a little exposure, but skill-wise, talent-wise, I've seen some very good matches locally here, you know, in the league. And so something that we haven't done well as a country is the facilities. At this wonderful stadia across the world. Stadiums now have become, it's like a family purpose. It's fantastic. It's everything. In Ghana, we don't keep records. So if you go to the Accra Stadium, you're not likely to see pictures of Agrifin or, you know, there's no museum. These are things that we should, because it's historic.
Etia lawyer come on wabo the area fault area kan na just Ghana no or quality na we local league ni ma. And yes I didn't know. Ebi mu nimbo pa. We all omo mu fiama no neba. Na we have one to mu say wo show. But ade high no e facilities. So we are no say yen keep records bia. Ya na ha dwezan say legends no we be tisa grand frame mo edu da kwa mo. Ere omo maka na ejuma omo boy na no edempa no we no ana ombisa no say the Ghana Premier League no te so kan ho asem no oni ma ba kwasem kakra pa na yebisa no ze the top 5 players all time wine obi yi omo say ana obo de so din komo no e de che
locally. I've always put number 1 as Mohamed Polo. I mean, if you are talking skill, I mean natural. And with Polo, it was like Messi or Maradona. They didn't need to work hard. It came naturally. Anything Polo did, you know, something. Talents, skill-wise, it was a completely different era. And in those days, players were being hacked. Referees were not friendly to strikers, you know. So I think those earlier players, if they had the protection that the players of today have, they would have been mighty different. Polo first. But my father said Pokumensa. I never met him. So, but Osekofi will run him close. Some people feel it's Osekofi. You know, I saw the tail end of Osekofi, but even the little that I saw in 73, you know, after he had come back from his injury, this told me that this was somebody special, somebody exceptional. You know, so and then I think after that I'll put Razak, I'll put Pukunti and Pukunti, and then I'll end with Papako. And my top 5.
Until lawyer come on your bobo the for pimpa. Your friend na ezeni yere so ba na wa bi jama bo amane ma koye pa. Timi ato abana yi no na debi tutu any daddy awa bana pipi amanyo koro aba be do ma no pimpa friend kwabre Japan. And I was in common on the remedy medama. You're about to focus your super clash over the weekend. Jumadi ene jepenena etimi akoso na aboa na nema adaye pedamo. Kwame Pariado eka said ma Accra to football. Good evening, Ghana. The Nisenka 3 p.m. near Boya Manchester. Now then I win quadie. Actually, the Queen Musa. See, Din Common. Ediche.
Yami Aduma Sunday 4 p.m. We were deliberating enough. Say. Yam fanko 7 p.m. and I say yam born 3 p.m. But Udim say it is because of Man City in Liverpool. We needed to factor it very well. And yes, and also because any issue one shall because say no more ball didn't you take it into consideration? And I'm going to push it time and do all of this. So now what you feel say a bit my boy Senabaya a bit my boy and they say even though together with FA, together with GPL people and the TV right holders, there will be a fan pack. You understand? So our fan pack, it is part of the entertainment. You feel a bit more boy. Emma say Liverpool game, cause we will feel crowd now, now so you are okay. Half time. What do you share? Match? What's about?
Anti ono abomo de achiche mo de tia omo ayesara after no na na no gate fie hu ye de abode pa kroma no na matches no kra na ya na yesi ankofo mpe na gate fie we de erozo kasafa o sei na obomo de edin common che.
Yes 30 cedis 60 cedis 200 cedis 350 and a 500 cities. We took a cue from when FA decided that on the last match ever got 1,000 cities. So there were a lot of complaints, a lot of complaints. But that day or a day before, all the 1,000 cities it got finished beyond deserving. If we have Has and Kotoko, and one year from then you grow, then we have to be able to support it with every year.
Until more command paying part of Pomo the Jabo, Manema Koye Peremetino, or Molin Yomoye, Adankwame coach. Sa tactics na nira na osan kasa e de fan sema fans no so no e kan we chi no say no so odin komo no e de che.
I want MON-FRI and cast your mind back so that it is the same issue of criticizing and not finding meanings to certain things. They didn't have good pre-season. Okay, I said we're supposed to go to Lagos for a tournament, and they decided said we are not going because we wanted to avoid certain things like this. Once the same people and some of the people that criticize that the management didn't take a good decision, somebody is here justifying that if they had done that, it would have given them good results. So sometimes it is not about so when the decision agree, it doesn't mean that it doesn't carry value. Sometimes unpopular decisions and positive results, but they are there. This is just by the way for people to understand that and yet everything at all people can say take a decision now, then you begin to hate at that decision because who name the foundation how they take his hard decision. We need Kaiser Chiefs in Asifu now. Everybody was happy, but one say when it begins to turn like this, Obiari said the off-season you want some, and that is the kind of message football people, I mean supporters, everybody, understanding is sometimes criticizing the coaches and the players and other people of the team, we'll be able to minimize it. It is not good.
Antiamoye command Kwame Payado, area to guide of the Super Clash Sunday. Alobe Dinye Papa, Yeromo Krobia, Komasi Asante Kotoko, or Monsieur Coach Abdulkarim Zito. Na Odin Komo, ahead of the game, every two garo. Na Ausha say no say na no rain no munya no rain no more the more supporters no after say the CAF Confederations Cup no nyama no mo hihye ni nyina ku dwigu ye e Casablanca. Zena Saki ebomode echichi mo no munya against Karela United.
Well, I think when we came back after the sad exit of the CAF Confederation, I think the only thing we have to do is to persevere our supporters and make them happy. So we used the match against Karela. I told them, let's come out of our best to use it in bringing our supporters back. So it's a match that I was expecting them to play well and then score. And then when you look at the history between Karela and Kotoko, it was a very difficult match for Kotoko, even though they've not beaten Kotoko before. But either Kotoko go with a slim margin or draw. So I took it.
No. After saying that, so quite a cushy Casablanca, there was a winner. Omodi ABB chere supporters on TV ABB Kitu as for Sunday. I'm zombie big Kesiada Sopa. Etimi area chairman after no. Also in the command for Mohamed Kamara ne Guinea. Yato Sa Fred Zomra, Emma Majam Ready Kankra, and a bridgeman from the silly national. Now, I'll see them also upon the Casa de Foul.
Well, I think it's both. It's very sad for me, and then I'm also happy for him. Because you playing and then invited into the national team is not an easy thing at all. So, and I'm very happy for him. You are there. They say all of a sudden you have been called to your national team. I think it's but I also we miss him. Understand me? But that's why we don't register only one goalkeeper. We register about 3 of them. So the rest of the 2 will take his place. Well, I think it's both. It's
Antiamoye command to that for baby na anigio for baby around now so we make sure matches in the bat. I don't know more goalkeepers you know kind of one. No my age man we chena boa man ma kwere amano din command for Hubert Jao Vitinha. The performance of putting up Siciano. Sine no so Saki ebomode kasa de foul.
Well, I can say yes. He said this himself before when he came to sign that he wants to play for only 1 year. But people misunderstood him and then they took it another way. What he meant was he's coming to work and work seriously. And then by the time his contract ends, he may get a higher place to go, just like how MON-FRI is going today. And you see he's improving, gradually improving. Yes, he has his way of playing, and you can't use your own way in a team. It's a team, it's not an individual issue. So I told him to play with a team, and then I told him where to go individually. So now I gave him the moment of where you should be with the team and where you should also be himself. So I wasn't surprised, but I was very, very happy. Because all the goals he scores, all the goals we scored, it was razor goals, and it makes me very, especially his second goal. It was so fantastic. Well,
no, na Saki bo be jawaba so me dem aka say jaw isi abono kotoko na 30%. Na bebreni twem 50 rura sister. Them dead. Oye ibimne ne die ni obetima ye. Na abotre. Kama abotre. We need a 40%. It do 50. We say is it commercial say they compare legends ni bi ni ade so Saki kasa e found the confor ja ubo no obo na bi mo kreka ze e Steve Lodro na asa ba oye dwuma de makro bia no na eno nso de na be kede afa say na Saki e bomo de kede fa.
Not everyone. I've coached all of them. And me, Joe is like Jordan. Yes, Jordan from the word go, I was with him in the academy before he even traveled outside. I went there. He was with Van Persie. I remember when I was in Holland, the Richard day I have to be with the under 17, so I went there and Van Persie was there. Even I watched their game against where for you two was there from this team from Fenerbahce against Feyenoord. I was there at the stadium. He was asked to go and play. He was given just to some 2 minutes. He tells us he's not going to play. That is Van Persie. So the following week, when they're supposed to travel, he was brought to the nativity and I was there. So that's where, and I asked him, Van Persie, why didn't you play? They said this and that. At that time, even his English wasn't too good at that period. So the whole me, I would say Jordan, because Jordan understands the word, understand the occurrences of football. Because football is about moment. When you understand when you should do this, when you should do that, when you should do that, then it means you are a good footballer. You understand? It's a language, it's a sign that you have to.
Now, the Amoya Komane Saki, Apomodia Keria Fahube Jao Vitinha, Sene Bona is a Jordan Denibi, Jordan Opuku, or they give no or buy no Chinese or time my own Kwafako, but our time my mobile Mombasi team. And an afa kakrakra hube jaw ofa bibia kofu edi ne honkomo ne ade ke na bibia aboko de
nyame atom kwaku na so
o me so me wo ye pa ke no
o ara kwaku
na era abaso na ball ze ne egu ara
mako Van Basten na be kasafa ho nsempinesi omo se na nke o se egu but to say VARD and to say cancer.
Eti me ba va no mo de ba football. Ken so mfa so pa de say. Because entimi yi errors ni fi okrakra. E na omo me enkoda da na comfort omo sa shegu le referee hu asefe ye bo ko ye because Ken ye wa de ni bu a ya ye referee scrap. O hra ade ni dia hu say. It say omo offside no sa semi o to de be no omo de je no. Me be see the nim de eti Mbappe go no sheti Barcelona no e je no offside obo no ma ko twa di bi as player na inside see ke won so ato la ya o twai won se nkofo la ya o mo twai ye hu adi yi again
ense bebre enra se o hwe Atalanta ne Olympic Marseille and so ense bebre Roberto Di Zerbi abe kasafa ho a but e be ne de omo na almost a football no they call technology.
Technology.
But I do be very sad.
Okay, be became me want to say was a football the idea money a day in Washington.
Oh yes. After the game,
sir.
Both of the Lotto kiosks being chained. Now, oh, a gin. Na you go, na you grab Satan was what dark no be to a
mad in here do.
I say last week me call bank up. Yeah, draw anymore. Papa you for the brand patrol metias ada. Enti Ghana man pay John Dramani mama. Wako country bi o wi ase bi na so akoso da. E na ebi say wako country bi ase bi so achi
na wo ya no say.
O me ka dabi.
Enye baby ano.
Dabi.
Okay. Okay.
Because the necra so the fun at that roman to me a research na was here there. And e bi no sanka e basia bon say almost sitting way. NCC like as argument.
Achie de pa. Kakazo yo ho na kupie so a. Last time you say you know jo aya na de bi beto so. I don't want to say we are na bo so or someone was had. E bi o you know jo a. Yeah. Say maybe na nkra bi je chi na bra bi do. And our friend about say bra we are na bo so me. Ono so no ho and o che omo so mo ko biza papa bi no to no fi ntem o no fi a etu ade na bo no nim bebi efi ti Ken
me da say brother say so na you be breaking it down attaching it down na you knocking it down na you jejam your power am no nsemo you the under 17 World Cup eguswa etodwa e wo Qatar you don sama wo do pemamo na no games ni bi todwa result etimi pa ye pay mom eso Qatar under 17 say and Urama results no esi epiem na Urama endra o my bakwa ye Tajikistan under 17 at Czech Republic, Bom 6-1, United States of America, under 17 at one of the African representatives, Burkina Faso, Bom 1-0, and watch Panama, at Ireland, Bom 4-1, Uramo Paraguay, under 17 at Uzbekistan, under 17, Bom 2-1. Canada under 17 at Uganda under 17 Shomu 2-1 and what you pay more France under 17 aso at Chile Pomu 2-0 Austria at Saudi Arabia at Shomu 1-0 na Mali at New Zealand at Pomu 3-0 and we are resource at Toga ye jam at Tama Mojuma so na ne games Petroga under 17 World Cup e guso Togo Qatar and Bolivia Italy at 12:30 and now we are prem to brem and I'm getting a pabaso Qatar the host nation about 3:15 about South Africa and what you Uramo Groupia and about 12:30 and you Portugal under 17 and Morocco Ebesia Japan under 17 and in New Caledonia Pabo and you 1 p.m. Uramo Groupia United Arab Emirates about 3:15 on Croatia Pabo Senegal Costa Rica and we are 3:45 now Uramo Group Argentina Port Tunisia and you 1:30 and now Rama Fiji aso Pabo game pass again Belgium and no Edgedawa ye church am breaking it down now you're touching it down now you're knocking it down now you're church am yompo aso ati amam dwumadie no so now you gusu breaking on down attaching on down me patro ma me ngram na me nya dwuma pi aso emfa emamo na ma me Messi image no opaka enchana MLS aso bana wiye na ma me emfa nto emfa emamo ese so far MLS ni pana wiye ompako off season kakra na Galatasaray Diamete ese oma show interest ese omnya Messi ankomo pe because of the World Cup person ka Messi back na obebo dwuma kakra ese adima om Galatasaray Turkish Super League no na nka otimi prepare for the World Cup na bia so ye kama Diamete ese so far Messi mpaso opako na so offer na mu ode emu otwam ama Messi consider no ma eno ede Luis Suarez ono so abanka ba eso egunensa ne nyina ne so Roma Saturday team a friend Inter Miami omo ball do or die game a must win game against Nashville. Now Luis Suarez omo suspended no adaya yes okwa kicking boy na your friend Andy Naja nina el game 2 and okwa kicking boy no interposa the game the third game when team MOB against Nashville and no at the by church among not ya breaking it down not ya touching it down not ya knocking it down not ya church amu yompo and so at dama mojumadi so no and what the big event in the total and no American Business Forum na Messi and no man image no a promo de Miami key as so at my Messi omuchasa mpa the city of Miami urama Messi buy a juma wa bedam Inter Miami Tom Miami City no unya image no the key na man na me patron crofatre a promo de Miami key na nkasa and they are shedding some and no and a daso kama ye church am adama mojumadi no so no me patron video ne pa Messi entrance no no day a bra open ram the big man na ombo ho and no ma betting come yente set na environment na etie
silence into stadiums that roar his name. More than an athlete, a symbol of discipline, vision, and humanity. Today, the greatest of his generation steps onto a new field where sport, business, and culture unite. Messi! American Business Forum presents Lionel Messi.
And no, I am Messi, no, very insane entrance. A brand na ebe ramuno. Omo born na nedi. No, so part the environment na baby omo chante, no, a brother presenter and the audience, no, Messi, you take a car.
Messi.
And me Messi now say me patro presenter no and audience and important so na Messi kasa was say me patro no kwani nyame anim nie ono da bi okase nyame amane talent since anu osua and nyame ama na achade na achade no ogusu dia ye adwuma pe but was say one year a lot of sacrifices and effort to do na we are grateful to God for a talent our demano and your proper no say about World Cup one Messi obi kika as a World Cup no crowd chia enya hwe one tournament best 6-7 games no one je Basania Castle the greatest of all time enya fair was so no there no cry World Cup something bibidimano na waje World Cup feeling at that time na yere ewo ne mano aso adimano no say all ba Miami na a family decision abusuane na jitu mo aso panin omra na bibia so enya kama na mame Donald Trump and Infantino omo video no so ba o twa differently momenta na e dabra Trump kasa o Infantino FIFA boss di ya twene take akra
because it was in this term, right? So when they rigged the election, I said, oh, man, I have to run again because I want to be president when they have the World Cup, right? And look what happens, Johnny. I'm president when we have the World Cup. It wasn't supposed to be that way.
When Urama American Business Forum, big man, and a two Mexico Casawas, the United States of America, big boss Kena, and no Donald Trump, no, and one Casana FIFA boss, now Trump every ABF auditorium or ABF auditorium, the iconic dance, and all, Nasan of Mr. Trump, Jeja Mumaye. I know Dawa, ye church, I'm breaking it down. At Damamo, Mamimo Senegal, Akwadabi, our peers, Ibrahim, Mbaye. Now, Akwada, we're not France for any dinner chipa. I say Ibrahim Mbaye, and Kobabo, Adama France national team. Akwadani da so sidabi, Ninchi every Senegal, and Tobabo Adama Senegal national team. Diamete, Asa Omo Ebafreno, a Buffalo game of Senegal, and Brazil, and Papa, Ibrahim Mbaye, or Babonon Kwa, or Mahamadou Sa, also a Chelsea player of Nacolon Strasbourg, or France, also France for Dinachi, Asa Mahamadou Sa, Omo Pesa or Papa, Asa Demo Makwadano, Asa Dabi Kunturia, Ninchaneko, and Tono Mahamadou Sa, or Papa Adama Senegal, also game against Brazil, Kuala Papa, no have a popular player kama. Now Ryan Shariki of France or Paul Adama Sen or my friend or Man City team now. Now Ryan Shariki or Paka O'Brien. Now report I said Didier Deschamps, the Kuala Papa for the World Cup qualifier November, you know, by your friend Ryan Shariki on Petma friend. I'm a boy na Asaba bag. I'm a boy to a Biaswaya Kama, Diamete, Asa Randall. Kolo money, on some buffer no, now I return it, no I be PM Adama Didier Champs, now came on papa, World Cup qualifiers no, the Bayakanam Jean, Philippe Mateta, Christopher Nkunku, any Aluche, Omumi and Sadia, Jamit say any guarantee, say Omu Petman Papa, open your Ada collab, Omu Papa, any guarantee them Ryan Shalike, and a Randall. Kolomwani, Omote, Ompapa, I'm a Bioswet Kama, Nakudu Sopa, Kimi Asaf, Baina Babonte, Edia Seta, Edia Premier Sina, Nina said Nanwato Praye, Niprano Praye, I had just a lot of messages, and what Omudiamano, or say thank you all for your messages. Thank you all for your messages. And we are Kimi Asaf, a bro breaking the silence, a bro prayer, again Bamunchin. And your team of Naramo Piaja or medical team with the update about F place on my place for Hakimi Ashraf, Osman Dembele, Nuno Mendes, Desiree Due, Omusasha Fakime, and that's on the left ankle on a problem about or be unavailable for several weeks. Osman Dembele, almost are picking up an injury on the left calf. Now Dembele, so now almost on Petri team a few weeks. And San or Papa, Nuno Mendes, also the left knee, also Encha or Papa, a bare few weeks, and a Desiree Due, also rehab on Washasia, also Aye, and no Ede for Empire Chechamon, as so at Jamamo Jumadiano. Now Urama Mami Champions League, Mammy more powerful, steam no mamo, no powerful Sandra, Omuche Viral, Edjamwantuma, now Tim no so far most insane story, almost story a very touching. Now you can't powerful, sir. The 10-year team ya 2014. Now Ramos Cyprus basic for powerfuls and a team no not team so far almost start some investing and investment data driven scouting and the upper A players issue AI and AI trying for professional structures and this shirt team now first major trophy the 2023-2024 and a first league title 2024-2025. Now powerfuls for the first time we qualify maybe pay more Champions League. Now pro qualifiers Maccabi Tel Aviv Asha from Dynamo Kiev from the rest of Belgrade play off and win first ever UCL game against Villarreal a Chasampa a historic milestone and Omani Swatch Cyprus football no ma ekwe at the Emma and Rob Brenner friend Lacassin and a young go back to Toka as to Benfica Morino Bay and Rob Benfica Tenafie Emma Leverkusen every Bay Arena Epashom Kuta Bakwa Omantumante and you have Patrick Sheck and a Shasakono no Urama Benfica record the Champions League group facer Senator 4 games omu enwini be omu nyan draw be omu losing omu just 2 goals omu concede 8 omu that 30th place our league standing so no aye detiano no Mourinho after the game Mourinho son one person bekasa about the Italian referee your friend Simone Souza ono ene pejinamo the referee no on himself referee mpanasem ono so emperor referee nasem na on kasenra officiating na bad against Benfica referee ni antiano na mom goals and any team Benfica antianse na mom referee je onu papa referee edwano ono Mourinho ono so edwa referee no enu some of pedia tudwa mam no mo Galatasaray o game on pa ebebo awayas na anu den enu ajas etrefie ama Galatasaray be win 3-0 enu Alata Victor Osimhen or hat-trick and one open a goal open play goal by and 2 penalties as well appear at Victor Osimhen no 2 so MVP or no energy man of the match our game na ultra so far by the boy Juma Papa ultra so far game Sawapo was shot 12 goals in the last 8 games what Adama Galatasaray against Tottenham was 2 goals AZ Akma was go Dynamo Kiev was go Ayas was go AZ Akma PM was such a goal and was go Liverpool Bordeaux Gland or 2 goals and I know Ayas was a boundary and we have Victor Osimhen and we of our born decoy and was such MVP best player of the game I'm a back come video no after the game na niaje or kwa Galatasaray staff na omani aje jama Osimhen yente kakra and no Victor Osimhen. Mami, you see our top scorers, you know. Now, Uraman part of Victor Osimhen and hard tricking our boy, you know. Uramo UEFA Champions League this season. I had just said on the ability chart, you know, as a top scorer. So far, 6 goals. Erling Haaland of 5 goals. And Harry Kane, our 5 goals. And Kylian Mbappe, as well, our 5 goals. And no St. James's Park, Newcastle United, as well, Athletic Club, 2-0. Editor Athletic Club from Spain, and we are Dan Ben and Jolinton of the Chelsea 2 goals. Newcastle United, boy never Sandro Tonali and a GMVP. As our game a banner not by almost the performance now, not outstanding and MVP as the best player. Then Sakaye Uram Olympic Marseille, Omni Atalanta and Atalanta, Eco Travel Park, and we are by now. Your friend Samazic or no any go back at Atalanta. Emma Bayer come on Olympic Marseille, Omutifona, and Romuya me patch of Bob Marley Tifo, and Romuyan was stadium before the game, and MON-FRI the tribute, as well Bayer Kama, and no any tower before me Atalanta. Now Ademola Lukman, the image Masana and what day, and what Ademola Lukman in the coach, me patch on the day at the Ivan Turich. Now no team talk about coach so a player was men so me mo na akwa dane part or heated between you know and no and taswa ye church am breaking it down after the game you with some manager Ivan Turich was when a no transfer football mo Upemo Napoli Conte de Brana a Taisio Muntam a Desobe Sobno locker room now Roma Roberto Di Zerbi was a bunny bay and when my Marseille penalty incident you know now raw pictures Olympic Marseille or Penina for Roberto Di Zerbi while last referees now was so far game Saudi and nominal penalty referee or game against Madrid game be penalty with Toma then you can say referee game Soma Pomulusu officiate bad editor Olympic Marseille and no and some run Edia Tuga Urama Inter Milan and a Karata Amati game Basso Ama Inter winning 2-0 and Lautaro Martinez ɛhyɛ go Edma Inter ɛna Baina ɛfɛ Carlos Augusto ɛde baako ka ho na Lautaro Martinez the celebration or the Petru with Hakimi Ashraf when former teammate Entinu was share go no said Hakimi or share go was celebrating the same style and Lautaro Martinez celebrate us na down for pra when former teammate was so Petru Butadimano na Biasua Kama and no quarterback and Chelsea acquire 2-2 na Ukoroma Estava William atwatna Alejandro Garnacho enya bi atma Chelsea na Suramo quarterback and 100 one Jankovic and enya 2 goals no na Kwada never Estava William atwa man of the match MVP Akwadano and Omutimano a brand record no star boy Edma Chelsea no them after so shine Estava William were first South American our Champions League game in 2 consecutive appearances. Me patrol just 18 years. Younger player. Now Estava William record the me patrol as a younger player. Record in here. We bet the youngest player too. 160 goal for Chelsea Premier League game. We bet youngest player. What to me and your match winner. Premier League game. ABOU representing Brazil. And I'm from Brazil. Estava William. I bet the youngest player. Watch a go. Consecutive Champions League game. Where South American under 18 a player. And then what was Shajama Chelsea. Our Champions League master youngest player. And you William no na Roman Sempi. Eguswaye Church I'm breaking it down. Aso Adamamo na Maminya Juma Rhys James. And some of the 2 draw after some ball 2-2 draw. Rhys James. Ball Estava William Abaso and Osaka FR draw no.
It's disappointing to sum up, coming here we wanted to win. We felt, we set up strong. We made 2 errors that led to, a penalty and a goal that we gifted them, and then to get back in the game is difficult. Their fans were quite good tonight. The pitch was difficult to play, but this is something we expected. And
what's a pitch on that whole question kakra na okasa kwache ball boy na Estava William or Bonabasa Kodan said yeah what we are say ashan na say na Kodano so far no brevi so ba or bebre kakra and no Chelsea football no mum as Europe na no chimam Romeo Latvia Akoda we open up on it ya opra or kono or buy and channel opera and no shirt 20 na senra bare 4th minute and opera them set ne guard or ne sen or babia or the guard ne sen or no co pride them it's up by so far since our joining Chelsea in 2023 so far we can opera makumaku 8 injuries and a Romeo Laviana now so far days I was spent abroad tincha treaty April 495 days and what and Chawo treaty pra and watch matches are one miss one more Chelsea because of injury 77 and so far 29 matches per and what joining Chelsea what me up was Kopra and so Maresca as so Kasaya about so far decision a man rotate at Chelsea squad na rotation yente kakra.
The intention tonight was to rest Enzo, to rest Moy, to rest Malo, to rest more players because they are not able to play every 3 days. They didn't recover from last season. As you said, the Club World Cup affects a lot. And we try to do, we try to rotate.
I was so rotating na FIFA Club World Cup na how mo papa o kan sempika ho no wie na Maresca de tudwa esa omo ye disappointed say omo antmenya game no win.
Enzo, a point in the end. What did you make of that as a whole?
I think the big difference was especially inside the box. We conceded again silly goals that we could avoid, and we could probably finish better most of the action that we created. But yeah, as you said, it's 1 point. Now we need to recover it for Saturday.
After obviously you got the goal, you went ahead.
I'm conceding silly goals. Now at that game now we only 1 point. Also be prepared for Saturday. Alejandro Garnacho says why record be Garnacho be only 1 player what me go for 2 different English clubs our Champions League game abroad 21 years na Ocha Oshadma United and Oshad Chelsea na Man City Dortmund 4-1 and yeah for 4-10 Erling Haaland for 4-10 after the third goal Bernard Ryan Schalke Silmano Kwaya 4 now Roma for 4-10 atwa so enya MVP man of the match as our game no be bia eye kama akwadano so far no form ne ye na origin MVP award no na be bia so eye kama na for the kwatwa selfie mam image no twa selfie no you present some boy don't kwatwa selfie no nim no was it that be was it I'm not sure who he is and no eye sama what you twitwa wonim no na enu achi no mam mfama esa Pep Guardiola wakasa about for 4-10 was it boy no about back to his best.
Is Phil Foden at his best? Is he back to his best? Has he still got a bit to go to be at his best?
This season is back. Yeah, the season. Not feel all of us who struggled me first, so but it happened. But when Phil is in that level, when playing between the lines.
No, Erling Haaland as a record number so far. Why first player in the Champions League? What team share in 5 consecutive games? Adama 3 different teams. Now, of course, Snapchat picture na dance no. And after the game, no adi koto so. Now, okay, imagine dance no. On say Abrano Monte or Bad Dortmund Man City. A player record 1 team crown 5 consecutive games. Optimism goes. Our Champions League now. Na no dawa and namne de or re emiama na kama na call all time UEFA Champions League top scorers and that one better so me patch 10 and we are Erling Haaland just 52 games and a wabbo now all time top scorers 52 games so upon our Champions League no one better 54 goals better so 10 I'm a biaso etmaya kama and no and some of no as so edia tuga now Roma Barcelona and Club Brugge Barca Ecuador 3-3 na game in Sempi aba ewo ho na Barca ball 3-3 no by never Carlos Forbes and enya MVP onya man of the match or ball Edmund Club Brugge or your striker or am a biaso etmi afai na enwa me pacho in Sempi na ba Marco van Basten what the tuga say enwa Club Brugge 5 goal na e was say ejina na mami mistake na church ni akwaya ya no na some mistake way na enya VAR anka dia some ma Barcelona elusu game man kwa 4-3 and some pinaba abra play MVP way your friend Carlos from that tuga say was it no for me it wasn't a penalty my foot touch his foot and no and some penalty bi swaba way mistake church ni so akwaya ayade amam e wotuma no so na so far me patcho goalkeeper Juan Garcia me patcho abra na no say odama e ade say otumi keep clean sheet since okwe chance ne game bia wadam ball eto natina na ultra so far 9 consecutive matches at least ball etimi touches natina 14 in total since such badam na man shasne games awada with Barcelona games with Sasne the record no na oda Barcelona crofo sweat match akra and a Barcelona game with goalkeeper Juan Garcia and also and no and that with Sasne and no that where score lines at least game Bia ball at Tottenham and I'll try Juan Garcia at least a keep clean sheet ball into Tottenham Nancy Flicker la min sama as so Kasai after the game Yentin Sama or the two Gakaka.
So the team is disappointed. We expect more here. But at the end, Bruce makes it really good. They defend well and they played very aggressive. I said in a positive way. It's like you have to play in the Champions League. When we lose the balls, then we have to work on it and make it better.
És molt difícil guanyar quan et fiquen 3 gols. Llavors és concentrar-nos en això, tot l'equip, no la defensa, és tot l'equip, a la pressió, en les tornades a
na mami Barcelona supporters in the bus no and no bus and the bus supporters in the stadium and you say fire crackers no na supporters bi kura bi atoto ma eja atisi bus ma bus no na ehisa no ene Barcelona supporters bus no na so far Premier League Player of the Week nominations no omo dia ba wo hwa boy friend Osimhen Galatasaray for Foden our Man City Mikel Merino so mpacho so ewo team a ye friend Arsenal na Carlos Forbes no nomination Mante 4 no Champions League nomination na table no say na City ultra UCL table Bamunchi di count 12 points Arsenal the second with 12 points Inter Milan the third with 12 points Man City fourth with 10 points Paris PSG no the fifth with 9 points Newcastle the sixth with 9 points Real Madrid the seventh with 9 points and Liverpool the eighth with 9 points na Dayo Pamecano the maintain so Roma ya dey say Real Madrid no point na team come wie Diameter say Obeba as a free agent. Bamunchi mpase boy na stand na so Obedwane Real Madrid. Na bia so ye kama and the Europa League matches ebetodwa na eda so ye Germany FC Bar and S12 Bucharesti Epebo Sevena Vexta and ball na me patro Dynamo and Celta Malmo and Panathinaikos Epebo Salzburg and Go Ahead Eagle and Nice and Freiburg Epebo Aston Villa and Maccabi Tel Aviv Esu ebeshia na bia so atuma ye kama eno ede downa ye de Antoine Semenyo ede ni ewie wakasa abani future na Semenyo ese obekọ anase onko dente Semenyo.
People talk about you, and how do you deal with that when there is so much speculation about your future and release clauses and big clubs and all this noise around you? Or are you just so chilled? You seem to be the same person that you were at Bristol City as you are at Bournemouth.
Yeah, just try not to take too much notice to it. I think it's just staying focused, stay in the moment, stay present, and continue doing what I'm doing on the pitch. So.
Semenyo in concentration and focus in your Bournemouth team no into on Kabibia on the on wate and we are somebody to a bas digital satellite a Daruman and Opai ye be Jamu yon Paul Edemamo Bash said decoder ye Brana BGB DSTV decoder Multi TV Canal Plus DSTV operate DSTV Center open decoder babwao and from a fan so toa entertain kwa a Bash digital satellite and what program pay we are say the one have a decoder ubetimi dia hwe obema decoder obema matches a untua hwe bosome 120 decoder no ho na mum asai ejejeo friend oba be service ne come down and you door to door services woni kuma say open decoder business ai utu akoton ni na boss friend o de bebrel kuma se no ho o Abrepo junction udu opebusa se na kotoko junction ho junction akoma yanka ana ship mon adebia for decoder no was a friend on unsa epeka bi woni ni nkomo 0556 287757 bash ni decoder ni na Daruman no pay den some bedamo ye di see about 3 p.m. The entire team ya the Fakye afternoon sports at the ebeba bedamo no pay Yankopon Sham so no fide ne to manyimfiri a ne pi ene ye de Ebram Fakye TV so